Hey everyone, welcome back to Retro Reel Recaps. Today we're talking about the movie Inheritance. The story follows a young enthusiastic woman who makes a shocking discovery that could ruin her rich and powerful family. We meet Lauren Elizabeth Monroe, a successful lawyer. She's out for a morning run in New York City, showing she's fit and professional. She's now a district attorney. After her workout, she heads to court. Her assistant, Eddie Parker, tells her about a case where she's offered $1 million just to defend a criminal, but Lauren is honest and refuses right away, saying she can't do it because it's wrong. She's known as a lawyer who cares more about justice than money. Next, we meet Lauren's younger brother, William Monroe. He's a politician running to be mayor of New York City again. The election is in 10 days, and his campaign is busy. Lauren and their mother, Catherine Monroe, fully support William and are with him everywhere. Then, we see Lauren's father, Archer Monroe. He's a wealthy banker but is having trouble breathing. He struggles but gets into his car. On the way home, he dies. Later, Lauren is at a press conference when a reporter asks about her brother's campaign, accusing him of bribing for union support. Lauren denies it, calling it false rumors. Suddenly, another reporter tells her the news of her father's death. Lauren is shocked and leaves the conference as Eddie tells the reporters that's all for the day. At the funeral, Lauren, William, their mother Catherine, Lauren's husband Scott, and their daughter Claire are all present. After the funeral, they go back to their big family house. Lauren stands outside sad. When she goes inside, Scott asks if she's okay. She nods yes. Then William comes to talk to her. The brother and sister chat. William is confused because their father had a heart attack, even though he was healthier than him. Lauren says William is handling things better than her. They talk about moving their mother closer to them. William says their father was proud of her, but Lauren replies that might be true in public, but they both know William was their dad's favorite. William puts his arm around her to comfort her. Later, Lauren goes to her father's office. She looks at his pictures and remembers how he taught her to play chess, comparing it to life. He always pushed her to be the best. A few days later, the family's lawyer, Harold Thulis, reads Archer's will. Catherine becomes the CEO of the company and estate. William gets $20 million, but Lauren only gets $1 million. The rest, $50 million, goes to police and medical schools. William isn't happy because Lauren's share is too small. He cares about his sister. Lauren and Scott exchange a look, but Lauren doesn't react. After the will is read, Lauren thanks Harold for everything he's done for the family, but Harold says he needs to talk to her privately. When they're alone, he gives her a package, saying Archer left it only for her. Harold tells Lauren he knew her father for 31 years, and that Archer was proud of her. He tells her not to let the will make her think otherwise. Then he leaves. Lauren opens the package and finds a USB drive and keys. She puts the USB in her laptop and sees a video of her father. He tells her she must keep the truth a secret forever. He apologizes for not telling anyone while he was alive. Archer points to a place near the house where the truth is hidden. He says Lauren is the older sibling, so she has to be the one to handle it. After watching, Lauren is confused. As she leaves the house, Scott stops her and asks if she's okay. Still confused, Lauren says she needs time, and Scott comforts her. Lauren walks into the woods near the mansion, the place her father mentioned in the video. As she goes there, she remembers a time when she was a little girl playing in that same spot. Her father had gotten very angry and scolded her, telling her never to go there again. Now she finds a locked entrance on the ground. She uses the key from the package to open it, and sees stairs leading down to a basement. Even though it's dark and scary, Lauren gathers her courage and walks down into the bunker. She opens a door and sees a man chained up with an iron collar around his neck. She checks to see if he's alive. Suddenly, the man moves, making Lauren run away in fear. She rushes back to the mansion, breathing heavily and panicking. She thinks about calling 911 for help, but then she notices her brother William nearby. Remembering her father's warning to keep the truth hidden, she cancels the call. When 911 calls her back, she lies and says her daughter was playing with her phone. William walks up to her and says he feels bad about how little money she got in the will. He offers to share his part with her. But Lauren refuses, telling him money isn't important to her. She says instead of giving her money, he should focus on winning the election and using his money for good causes. After this, Lauren goes to her mother, Catherine, who is standing alone on a balcony. Lauren asks if her father had any old enemies she should know about. Catherine tells her that Archer wasn't a perfect man, but his past mistakes aren't her problem to worry about. That night, William leaves. Scott and their daughter Claire are about to leave too. Scott asks Lauren if she's sure she wants them to go. Lauren says she needs some time alone and sends them away. She then looks at an old photo of herself with her father, which reminds her of an argument they had. In the memory, Archer had asked her to defend their wealthy friends in court, but she refused because she doesn't defend criminals. We also learned that Archer wasn't happy about Lauren marrying Scott. Now Lauren doesn't know what to do. The next morning she decides to go back to the bunker. This time she brings a gun for protection. When she enters, she notices there's no cell phone signal inside. She turns on the lights and sees the chained man is asleep. Quickly, she takes his fingerprints to find out who he is. But then, the man opens his eyes. Scared, Lauren covers her face with her hand and runs out of the room. A little later, she returns, this time wearing a mask. She asks the man who he is. The man, now awake, says in a strange tone, "Nice mask." Lauren asks again who he is. Shockingly, the man seems to know everything about her: her birthday, her brother's name, how she married Scott against her father's wishes, and even her daughter's name. Then he asks if he should tell her more before she takes off her mask. Realizing he knows too much, Lauren puts her gun down and removes the mask. She demands again to know who he is. The man says after being locked up for 30 years, he feels like part of the family. He asks if she's a good person. When she says yes, he tells her a good person would set him free. But Lauren thinks he must have done something terrible to deserve being locked up by her father. She tries to understand the situation, but the man doesn't answer. Instead, he makes a list of demands: the best steak in Manhattan, baked potatoes, Caesar salad, bread, butter, a pack of Gauloise cigarettes, chocolate, a newspaper, and a 30-year-old bottle of scotch. He also says he'd prefer if he could shave. Lauren threatens to leave the man locked up forever, but he doesn't seem worried. He calmly tells her that her conscience won't let her do that. Then, he puts a piece of paper on the table and adds that he also wants a slice of key lime pie. Realizing he has control over the situation, Lauren agrees to his demands. Before leaving, she gives him a razor to shave. When she gets home, Lauren sends the man's fingerprints to her detective friend, Emilio Sanchez, asking him to find out who this man is as quickly as possible. Next, she buys everything the man asked for, and heads back to the bunker. On her way, Scott calls her, upset that she hasn't been answering his messages or calls. Lauren tells him she loves him, but is busy sorting through her father's old things. Back in the bunker, Lauren places all the food in front of the man, who is now shaved. After so many years in captivity, he finally gets to eat real food, and starts eating with tears in his eyes. When Lauren hands him the chocolate bar, he gets emotional. He tells her that Archer used to bring him chocolate once a year on Christmas, but only gave him one small piece, leaving the rest on the shelf to tease him. The man asks Lauren how Archer died and wonders how Catherine is handling it, mentioning that she used to be very beautiful. This irritates Lauren, and she snaps at him not to talk about her family. The man responds by calling them a family of a lawyer, a banker, and a politician. An unholy trinity. Lauren tries to stay calm and tells him to eat his food, warning that if he doesn't tell her the truth afterward, she'll leave him locked up. The man starts eating quickly. Lauren steps outside the bunker and gets a call from her assistant Eddie, who's worried because she's not in court. Lauren tells him she'll be late, and that he should handle things without her. When she goes back inside, the man has finished everything except the key lime pie. He even repeats the pie's recipe out loud. Then he finally introduces himself as Morgan Warner and holds out his hand. Lauren shakes it, but Morgan doesn't let go, saying it's been years since he's touched another person. Lauren pushes him away. Morgan points to a cigar box where Archer kept yearly photos of him. As Lauren looks at the pictures, Morgan starts telling his story. He says he met Archer 30 years ago, and they became fast friends because they both loved poker, had big egos, and chased women. They went into business together. One night, after drinking, they were driving when Archer hit and killed a pedestrian. Morgan wanted to call the police, but Archer refused, saying, "No body, no crime." Archer buried the body, and when Morgan tried to stop him, Archer attacked him and locked him in the bunker, afraid Morgan would turn him in. Lauren doesn't believe any of this. To convince her, Morgan reveals that Archer had an affair with a woman named Sophia Fiore, someone who was everything Catherine wasn't. Lauren refuses to accept that her father would cheat, but Morgan says powerful men have always kept mistresses. He adds that Sophia wasn't just an affair, Archer was obsessed with her, calling her his darkest appetite. Still skeptical, Lauren refuses to believe him. Morgan then tells her that Archer must have left a secret inheritance for Sophia, referring to her as his Gypsy Rose. He gives Lauren Sophia's address and tells her to check for herself. He also says Harold, the family lawyer, would have records of everything. Angry and overwhelmed, Lauren storms out, threatening to leave Morgan locked up if his story isn't true. Morgan simply replies, "What if it is?" Outside the bunker, Lauren looks frustrated, trying to process everything she's just heard. Lauren calls Emilio and asks him to look into a man named Morgan Warner who disappeared 30 years ago. Then she heads to court. She apologizes to the judge for being late. During the hearing, she can't focus at all. Meanwhile, we see Morgan in the bunker doing exercises. Even after all these years locked up, he's stayed strong and kept himself in good shape. After court, Lauren goes to the address Morgan gave her to meet Sophia. She's shocked when Sophia answers the door. Sophia seems nervous but invites her inside. When Sophia asks why Lauren is there, Lauren lies and says she saw Sophia's name in her father's will. Lauren asks how Sophia knew her father. Sophia says they met at a poker game. While talking, Lauren notices a photo of a young boy and asks who it is. Sophia drops a bombshell. The boy is Alex, her son and Lauren's half-brother. Lauren can't handle this news. She tells Sophia no one can know about this. Sophia assures her that Lauren came to her, not the other way around, and that Alex doesn't know anything about his father. Lauren leaves quickly, overwhelmed. Outside the apartment, she tries to calm her breathing. Next, Lauren goes to see Harold. Furious, she yells at him for keeping Sophia a secret from the family. Harold says it was his job to keep that information private. Lauren demands to know how much money Sophia received, but Harold stays silent. She angrily asks what other secrets he's hiding. Harold says there's nothing else that could hurt her, and that he'll keep protecting the family's secrets like he's done for decades. He tells Lauren she should forget about this and move on. Lauren thinks for a moment and decides to leave. As she's going, she asks if Harold ever heard her father mention Morgan Warner. Harold says no. Lauren leaves, and Harold doesn't look happy. Later, Lauren visits her mother, Catherine, who's working on William's election campaign. Catherine tries to give Lauren a check to make up for her small inheritance share, but Lauren refuses. She asks if Catherine knows Morgan Warner, but Catherine says no. Then William arrives looking stressed. He says he's falling behind in the polls and asks Lauren to come to his rally because people respect her honesty. Lauren asks if he really bribed the union reps. William denies it, saying it's just dirty politics from his opponents. Lauren agrees to support him at the rally, that night starting to believe Morgan's story. Lauren returns to the bunker for answers. She asks where her father buried the pedestrian's body. Morgan says he could only find the exact spot if taken there, since it happened so long ago. He makes a deal. If he shows her the place, she has to set him free. Lauren reluctantly agrees. She handcuffs Morgan and leads him out at gunpoint. Morgan gets emotional, crying as he steps outside for the first time in decades. Lauren pushes him to keep moving. Just then, Scott calls. Lauren ignores it at first, but he keeps calling. She finally answers. Scott asks where she's been. Lauren just apologizes and hangs up, saying she'll see them soon. She then drives Morgan to the location. When they arrive, Morgan points where the body should be buried. He's surprised Lauren won't let him dig. Lauren tells him to sit still while she digs. Morgan sits back and smokes as Lauren starts digging. After some time, she finds nothing. She tells Morgan there's nothing there, but Morgan insists she keeps digging. Lauren's worst fear comes true when she digs deeper and finds a human skull. This proves Morgan was telling the truth all along. Shaken, she buries the skull again, and takes Morgan back to the bunker. She tells him to put the iron collar back on, but Morgan begs for mercy. He says as an honest lawyer and good person, she shouldn't be as cruel as her father. Lauren insists, and finally Morgan puts the collar on and Lauren locks it, but Morgan doesn't stop. He talks about his mother who hasn't seen her son in 30 years. He pleads with Lauren to let him go so he can live what little life he has left. He promises to disappear and never bother their family. Lauren is overwhelmed with emotions and can't decide. Morgan looks at her hopefully, thinking she might free him. But even after his emotional plea, Lauren, crying, runs away without freeing him. Lauren can't find peace after this. While taking a shower, she struggles with her thoughts, her conscience troubling her. In anger, she smashes a photo of her with her father and screams. She then goes to Scott and Claire, lying down with them to calm herself. The next day, Lauren visits William's office, pretending she needs advice for a court case. She asks what he would do if someone knew dangerous family secrets. William says he'd either throw the person in the river or pay them off. Exactly what their father would have done. After thinking it over, Lauren goes back to the bunker with a bag of clothes. She makes Morgan promise he'll disappear forever. Morgan says he's been trapped longer than she's been alive, and swears he'll never come back once freed. Lauren agrees and tells him to clean up and change clothes. She'll release him that night. Next, Lauren meets Harold and asks him to arrange $1 million in a private jet to the Cayman Islands for someone. Harold asks who this person is. Lauren says it's someone her father wronged. Harold pushes for details, but Lauren refuses. She tells him to arrange everything as she asked. Lauren returns to the bunker. As Morgan prepares to leave, Lauren asks if her father ever talked about her. Morgan says Archer was proud but didn't like her going against his friends. Then Morgan drops another bombshell. William did bribe the union reps. Shocked, Lauren confronts William immediately. He admits it, saying bribery is necessary to get ahead in politics. He even reveals their father bribed people to make Lauren district attorney. Angry, Lauren slaps him and storms off, warning him never to lie to her again. At dawn, Lauren goes back to the bunker. Finally, Morgan walks free, holding a chess piece as a memory. As he steps outside at dawn, he breathes in the fresh air, feeling free. In the car, he tells Lauren he can't wait to see the sunrise. Lauren takes him to the private jet. Morgan gives her a drawing of key lime pie, saying it kept him going in the bunker. Lauren apologizes, saying he didn't deserve this, but warns him never to return, or she'll lock him up again. As Morgan boards the jet, Harold gives him new IDs and details about the money in his account. Harold and Morgan get on the plane while Lauren goes back to clean the bunker. While cleaning, she finds a hidden syringe and bottle under a book. She looks at them, confused. At the same time, Emilio finds Morgan's fingerprints and uses them to track down his file. He delivers the information to Lauren's house and tries to call her, But Lauren is still in the bunker and doesn't see his messages. When she finally comes out, she checks her phone and sees Emilio's messages. Her face changes. Something is wrong. She rushes back home. Meanwhile, Catherine comes home and sees Lauren's package. Just then, Lauren walks in and asks why she's looking through her things. Instead of answering, Catherine looks scared and asks why Lauren has a picture of Carson. Lauren says his name is Morgan, and tells her mother that her father kept him locked in the bunker for 30 years. Hearing this, Catherine panics. She says Carson is a dangerous psychopath who once attacked her years ago. She asks where he is now, and Lauren admits she let him go. Realizing her mistake, Lauren tells Catherine not to worry and runs to the airport. But the jet is still there. She finds Harold dead. Now she understands. Morgan, whose real name is Carson, never left. He must have gone after her mother. Lauren races back home calling Catherine, but she doesn't answer. When she gets there, her mother is missing. Then Lauren notices the bunker door is open. She grabs her gun and goes inside. In the bunker, she finds Catherine lying unconscious. As Lauren checks on her, Carson suddenly appears and turns off the lights. Lauren, now scared, tries to find him in the dark. But Carson says he's used to the darkness after 30 years. She's no match for him. He attacks her, knocks her out and ties her up. But he doesn't notice Lauren's gun still on the floor. When Lauren wakes up, Carson admits he poisoned her father using toxins from rats in the bunker. That's what killed Archer. Then he tells the real story of what happened years ago. That night, he drugged Catherine and tried to assault her. Archer came to help his wife, fought Carson, and dragged him to the bunker. But on the way, Carson distracted Archer, causing him to hit a pedestrian. Archer buried the body, but Carson planned to use it against him. Before he could, Archer knocked him out and locked him up. Lauren tries to reason with him, saying she'll help him get justice for what her family did. But Carson refuses. He doesn't make deals. He wants them to suffer like he did for 30 years. He also plans to go after the rest of their family and ruin their reputation with all the secrets he knows. Just then, Catherine wakes up and tells Carson she should have killed him herself. Enraged, he slaps her. Seeing this, Lauren changes her approach. She calls him a pathetic, crazy man. This makes him even angrier. He attacks her, throwing her against the walls. Then he drops his biggest secret. He is Lauren's real father. At that moment, Catherine grabs Lauren's gun and shoots Carson in the head. She keeps firing until she's sure he's dead. Then she tells Lauren to forget everything Carson said. She is a Monroe. Lauren pours gasoline all over the bunker. She and Catherine walk out, light it on fire, and watch it burn. And that's the end of the story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.